I seriously thought I'd made one of my biggest mistakes when I bought this. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Andri. Cheers! If you're new to my channel, I welcome you and I invite you to subscribe. If you're returning to my channel, hi! You know what I'm all about. And you've probably got your glass ready too of something nice. Let's have another wee sip together. Cheers. Okay, today's video is all about the Keepall 55. Mine is in the classic monogram with the untreated leather, and it is the bandouliere, which means it has the adjustable crossbody strap, which I would advise if you're going to get a Keepall, you add the strap to it as well, but we'll get into that. The other thing is, I will say to you, if you're worried about damaging your bag or you don't like stains on it, this is not the bag for you. When I first got the bag, I was extremely careful of it, but that just doesn't work. This is a working bag. This is a bag, you're in the airport, it gets heavy, you need to put it down, so you have to have the mindset that it will stain. Mine has stained. Actually took a long time before the bag stained, and mine stained in Cyprus when I was there in March, and I was walking into the airport and there was a downpour, and I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up, but there is staining all on the untreated leather. But I'm past caring. You know, if you're going to spend this amount of money on this bag, then you know you're paying for it to last for years, and of course it will stain. Everything eventually gets dirty. You know, as much as we try and baby these things, this is not one you can baby, especially because it is a piece that you use in the airport. So when I first bought this, I wanted it. I did my research on it, and then I bought it and I kind of wondered if I maybe made a mistake, because it gets heavy, because it fits so much in this thing. You cannot believe how much it fits in here. It fits in a lot more than a cabin friendly roll-on case, because I had to kind of change over this year. And I decided to do this review. I always get asked questions about this bag, and I decided to do it because I'm fresh from my holiday, and I can honestly say I now know this is the perfect bag for me. And I'll tell you why. Because I needed to purchase another bag, because we kind of bought too many things and we're given things, and I needed to purchase another thing because my kind of on the plane was my Chanel tote, which is sitting up there, my Chanel Deauville tote, and I like to carry that because I like to edit on the plane, so it's easy access. It sits at my feet, I have my organizer in it, and I can easily reach in everything I need, you know, because we kind of travel economy, so you know it's all the economy planes that we, I think it was TUI, one of these Thompson ones, I don't know, that we flew with. And you know, you really don't have much space, and once your case is up there and you've got somebody that you don't know sitting next to, it's really hard to get up there and get things down. So I like my Deauville tote and have access to all the items that I'm going to need on that flight next to my feet. Now I realised this year this is not handy at all, because so we bought that, and what I did was I put my Deauville tote in there. I put everything that I had from my Deauville tote, and I could take things out of the cases and add them in there. That gave me that space, because this was already jam-packed with things. So that gave me, because I was only allowed one carry-on, so the Deauville tote just wasn't doing it, so we went and bought this. But what it meant was every time I needed to get something out, oh my goodness, I had to sit this on the floor, I had to open it up, which meant everything everything that was in it was exposed to everybody else. There was no way I was going to be able to open this up on the plane. So before boarding the plane, once I got past all the security things, I then emptied my things back into my Deauville tote, so I could keep that at my feet. Really and honestly, that does not work. Whereas with this here, if you need to get something out, you open it up. Your items are not exposed to everybody else. You know, like when you're going through customs and you have to open up and find your liquids and all of that. This is a simple open up, have them sitting at the top, and you know, you can put them through your customs. These roll-on cases, I will avoid them with anything. The only advantage a roll-on case has over this, as far as I'm concerned, there's only one advantage that a roll-on case has over this, and that is the wheels. And I suppose if you added wheels to this, it would make it more structured. And the advantage of this is that it has no structure, so you can fill it and pack it. The disadvantage is it gets heavy. It really can get heavy, and this is why I would advise to you, if you were buying the Keepall 55, which is the largest one that you're allowed in the cabin, is make sure you have the bandouliere, that you have the long strap, because that gives you the option of kind of moving it from a handheld to over your shoulders. When your shoulder gets sore, you can hold it. You can kind of hold it, and so on and so forth. I have considered buying those little trolleys with wheels to sit it on, because honestly it does get heavy. Although this starts off, this is really a light bag. Remember these, I mean, I'm lifting this is empty and it's heavy. I mean, that begins, oh, that begins heavy. This is light. So this is the largest one that will be allowed on in most cabins, so it's cabin friendly. I've never been stopped, and like I said, I mostly travel with these economy flights. Now this comes in so many different materials, colours, canvases, leathers. You just have to go onto Louis Vuitton's website and you'll be able to see the different types. When I got mine, you know, you had just your classics, your monogram. I've had mine for years and years and years. Your monogram, your Rabin, you know, that you're just your normal ones. When I bought mine, and I actually went in to buy the Demi Rabin because of all this untreated leather on the monogram canvas, and it was sold out, so I just bought this, and I actually don't regret it. And this year, this holiday, I have actually fallen in love with this. I've realised how many more advantages that has. All the things that I thought were disadvantages have now become advantages for this bag. So the fact that it is kind of, you know, a soft bag, and you can store it flat as well, is an advantage, because that allows you to fit so many more items. The fact that it doesn't open up like this and everything is exposed. The size of it, you can also use this as a gym bag. I will show you exactly what it looks like on me. The Keepalls come in a size, is the size 40 a Keepall? Well, let's start off. It's a 40, 45, 50, 55 and a 60. Now, bearing in mind the 60 is not cabin friendly. The 55 is the largest one that is cabin friendly, and I know I've said that so many times. So inside the Louis Vuitton Keepall, it is just one big hole. I have it stuffed. There are no pockets. I think maybe now in the newer ones there is a pocket, but I am not sure. Mine doesn't have a pocket. It is just one big hole like this. Inside there is one D-ring, just there on the bag, and that's where I keep my lock just now. But what we normally attach, let me make sure if there is another D-ring. No, just that one D-ring. And what we normally attach to that is this. My husband likes to use that. This is what came with my Neverfull. We keep our passports and anything that we want secure, we keep in this pouch, and we attach this to the D-ring inside this, so we can find it easily and we know it's secure in here and it won't get lost in here. So I would highly recommend this, but you know, bear in mind it does get heavy. when you're carrying it. But again, with this, although it's got wheels, you know, you could sit this on a trolley, on an airport trolley, until you get to the point where you're not allowed the airport trolleys, because, you know, even with this, I had to carry this up the stairs of the plane, and like I said, it gets heavy. And with that, you have, with one of these, you have no option but to hold it up the stairs. At least with something like this, I can put it crossbody. So yes, it took me a long time to kind of realise that this was the perfect choice for me. And yeah, disadvantages, the only disadvantage I can think of for this is the fact that it can get heavy. You know, if you're having to walk distances holding this, because of the size of it, because I tend to fill it with so much things, it does get heavy. What I use my Keepall for is I like to put in all my luxury goods. So I will not put any of my luxury bags or anything, or shoes or anything like that, in the cases that go through into wherever they go. I like all my luxury items with me. So this is what I normally use this for. My husband, if it was his choice, he wouldn't have a carry-on at all. All he wants to carry with him is his phone, which has everything that he needs on it, games, whatever, and passports. And now we don't even need tickets or any of that, because it's all on our phones. So if he had a choice, he wouldn't have a carry-on at all. I personally need a Keepall to keep all my items in, my luxury items, which is what I keep in there. And I like my Deauville tote because it keeps all the things that I'm going to need on the actual flight. So I tend to edit, so my laptop, you know, everything, earphones, everything like that that I might need will be in my Chanel tote. So that's how I like to travel. And thank goodness, I actually was very close to buying the Horizon, or the other one, is it the Pegasus? Something like that they were called. I was very close to buying them. And after using this, so heavy, and after using that, I now know this style really doesn't work for me. Do you know the times I had to sit down and open it up and get things? And the other thing was, something like that, it was panicking me, because I had all my items, you know, like my Louis Vuitton agenda, all my Louis Vuitton things in there, and all my laptop things, and all my, I kept going, are they in there? And I kept needing to open that up, and of course every time I opened it up, it was open to everybody else. I love, you know, that this, you know, isn't opened up to everybody else. And I love the fact with my Deauville tote, and that is such a perfect travel bag. And I'm going to review my Deauville tote as well, because we spilled Coca-Cola on that, we spilled Prosecco on that, and people quite often ask me about that because of the colour, you know, does it stain? Really love that bag. So if I were travelling and I were allowed 2 bags as hand luggage, it would be my Deauville tote and the Keepall 55. And I love this size because it does allow me to put so much in it, which then becomes a disadvantage because then it becomes heavy. But I am that person, and if you've been with me for a while, you know I am that person that always likes to carry the just in case I might need it item. I'm working on it, but I need to have these items with me just in case. You know how it goes. So yeah, I highly recommend this in whatever canvas suits you, or leather, that's your choice. I really don't regret having it. This of course is the classic, it's lightweight, and it fits a ton. It really does fit a ton. It fits so much more than a roll-on case. I initially wasn't going to take this with me, and I had my husband's Duchamp roll-on, you know, roller case, whatever they're called, I don't know what they're called, and I ended up having to take this because all the items I wanted to fit in that didn't fit in his, and it's a 55 centimetre. I mean, this is the largest size. This is the equivalent of that in sizes, although when you look at it, it doesn't look like it. But yeah, these are equivalent in size, and yet this fits more. And it fits more because it's not structured, because this is structured. So yeah, For me, it's the Keepall 55 all the way with every penny. So before I show you what the bag looks like on my 5'5" frame and a UK size 10, let's do a quick pros and cons on the bag, and I can tell you there are so many more pros than there are cons. Number one, you can fit so much more in the Keepall 55 to its equivalent size of roll-on luggage. Number two, your items are not exposed. You don't open it up to everybody else. Number three, you have the option of a crossbody strap. Number four, you can store this flat, so it saves on space as well. Number five, it is versatile. You can use it as a gym bag and it doesn't necessarily look like luggage. Whereas this, there's no denying, this is luggage. Number six, this starts off a lot lighter before putting items in than something like this. So this is a lot lighter than a roll-on. Number seven, if you buy the bandouliere with the strap here, this is detachable and you can use it on other items as well. So you have the advantage of an extra strap. Well worth the extra cost. Yes, it does cost more when you add the bandouliere, but well worth it. Number eight, the simplicity of the style of the bag means you're going to have less problems with it. So you're not going to end up with faulty wheels and this, that. It is a simple design, and that is a definite advantage to the bag. Number nine, when you do go for the Keepall 55, this is the largest size that is allowed in the cabin. So this is the largest size that is cabin friendly. And number 10, it is iconic. It is the Louis Vuitton Keepall 55, which has been around since 1930, and it's a beauty. Okay, let's get on to the cons. Right, cons. Because it fits so much, it gets heavy, and the lack of wheels makes it hard to get it from A to B. The other disadvantage, I was going to say that's the only disadvantages or the cons that I can think of, but I will say to you, another con is if you are one of those people that worry about the untreated leather, well, then that's easily solved. Just go for the treated leather or the darker canvases. Just don't go for, you know, the classic monogram. And really and honestly, that's the only cons I can think of this bag. I'd also like to add at this stage, during the video I kept saying that when I carry it and it would be my perfect carry-on and so on and so forth. The truth of the matter is, it's my husband that carries it. Cheers on that one. Always an advantage to having a man in your life, isn't there? Anyway, now onto the mod shot. Okay, I'm going to first show you the bag empty. So this is what the bag looks like empty on my frame. Now bearing in mind I am 5'5", all of me from here to down there. I am 5'5", and I am a UK size 10. So kind of your average size of person, and that's what it looks like all squashed in. And I'll show you as well what it looks like once I've stuffed it. I just wanted you to see what it looks like empty. So here is the bag. This is what it looks like. It's pretty much stuffed. I've got a pillow and stuffing in it as well. That's what it looks like crossbody, so it has a protection up here on the shoulder strap as well. Here it is on my shoulder, and that's what it looks like on my shoulder and handheld. So that's what it looks like. So I'll just bring it in close. I don't know if you'll be able to see the staining on it now as I bring it close. There we go. It has a tag which you can get hot stamped just there, and that's what the whole bag looks like close up. And I'll just put it next to put it next to the roll-on, so roll-on luggage, and that's size difference. There you go. Remember to thumbs up if you have found my video helpful. I will also link you a couple of videos just here, and if you're not already subscribed, then just hit the A right here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.